guys, this is Danitissima. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I last dropped a modding tutorial video, and this one, it's not the one I said was going to be at the end of the drama node video, where I was going to show you guys how to do a NPC invite drama node, simply because to do that you guys need to understand what situations are. And for you to understand what situations are, I need to show you guys how to create an event. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a custom event for the game obviously using the XML and stuff like that we used previously in our previous videos. Today's video is going to be quite simple, hopefully. We're going to be making a custom event, just for a general custom event for a movies night. So you're going to invite people over, or your sim's going to invite people over, and then they're going to have a movies night. They're going to eat food, they're going to socialize, stuff like that. So that's what the point of this video is going to be. So to start you off, as you guys can see, I am currently on my VS Code, VS Studio Code, sorry. So like I said, creating an event, Sims 4 modding tutorial. So the event type that we're going for is going to be a movie night, and that's what we're going to call it as well. And every event needs to have a main goal. If you guys have ever done events or have played events in the game, as you guys can see, we've got a cake party event here, and you guys can see there's a main goal, and the main goal is to finish an entire juice cake. So the main goal for our event is going to be for Sims to watch a movie. And then we've got other activities. Let me bring back the example again. We've got other activities as well. So you can see there are little activities they meant to have on the side. So we've got other activities just like that. So for this, I just eat popcorn, obviously, socialize, be funny, and maybe make a drink or grab a drink or something like that of that effect. If you guys obviously want to do more, completely up to you. And then at the end of every event, there's usually like an reward. You don't have to. It's not a must for your sim to always get a reward or to get an object as the reward. You can either just give them a buff, or you can give them an object, or you can give them money. You can basically give them almost anything when it comes to reward points. And rewards is categorized differently. As you guys can see, this event is a gold event, so obviously going to get a gold reward, and then you've got the silver reward, and you've got the bronze reward. So I'm going to show you guys how that's done, and yeah, so let's get started. So for my previous videos, you guys would know that I am not using the mod constructor anymore, and if you guys follow Zebu, who is the creator of the mod constructor, you will also know that the mod constructor has been discontinued, meaning that it's not going to be updated anymore, and it hasn't been updated in a very long time. You can still use it. However, there won't be any new features, any new interactions from, say, any of these Sims 4 DLCs that have been released in the past few years. There's nothing. I think the last time it was updated was a few years back, literally a long time ago. So there's been a lot of DLCs since then, and none of the interactions, none of images, none of the icons, none of that is on the mod constructor. Yeah, if you could make events on mod constructor, I would say go for it, but you're going to be missing quite a lot of things. And it is simpler and a lot much easier to use it to make it in the mod constructor, and then maybe bring it over to the lot 51's page and then modify it, edit, add stuff to it if you wanted to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the breakdown, the step-by-step of how it's actually made initially. So I've got two events here that I've opened. So this is the keg party from Discover University that I literally just showed you. This is literally the breakdown of it. The keg party that you're looking at, this is the breakdown of it. And then the dinner party that comes with base game, this is the breakdown of it as well, as you can see. That's how these events are created. So we're going to be going through each individual thing to make the event. The long part of creating an event is the objectives. Making the objectives does take a bit of time, but once you get it, you get it. And what I'm also going to do is, because there's two different type of events in the game right now. You guys know the basic events that I just showed you, which is just the objectives and you tick through it. But there's also the different type of events that came out when Lovestruck came out, which is the event that allows you to pick, the activities that you want for your game. So let me just show you guys an example of one I've done recently. So this is my Girls Night In mod. As you guys can see, this is an event mod. So it is an event we're making. However, it comes with a list of available activities. Instead of just giving you stuff to do, you get to pick the objectives that you want to have in the game, surviving everything. So there's two ways of making activities. I can show you guys this way as well. It is simple, but it's time consuming. But yeah, I can show you guys how this one's done, and then I'll also show you guys the basic way as well. So we're going to get started with the basic way first. So as you guys can see, whenever I make an event, I like to start using one that's in game. I tell you guys this all the time with all my tutorials. Always use what's available to you. Don't try to make life difficult for yourself and make a situation simple from start. Let me show you guys what it looks like if you wanted to make it from start. Situation simple. This is it. And then you have to individually go through each stuff that you want to add, and there's just no point of doing that when you can just edit one that's already in game. So this is a keg party. This is the one I like to use whenever I make an event, like the Girls Night In event. I started it using this keg party, and then I just made my way through it. First thing is first, cost. How much do you want the event to cost? Do you want it to be free, or do you want it to cost money? This one only costs 10 simoleons. And then, so let's say movie night, you're inviting your friends over. So there shouldn't be a cost to you starting it, technically speaking. But because you're going to have like popcorns and stuff like that, we can put a cost of maybe 20 simoleons. Also, don't forget to change it. Always change the name at the top so that you get a unique tuning ID. Mod tutorial movie night. As you guys can see, as you're typing, it's giving you a unique tuning ID. So always make sure you change the name. Never override the ones that's in game unless that's what you want to do. But always make sure you change it, and it's always going to be base game. Unless you do something that's not base game, then obviously change it. So default job is the job of the people that are going to be invited. So the default job for this one is the guest. And then we're going to leave that as it is because that's who we want to be the default job for this movie night. And then the display name, obviously, we're going to have to change that. And then there's something I completely forgot to do, which was open Sims 4 Studio. Let's not forget to open Sims 4 Studio, guys. So we're creating a new package. So tools, empty package. Always remember to create an empty package. You guys should know how to do this by now. We've done this so many times. Make sure you also get your string languages. Okay, so we have got our string languages set up. We've got our events package as well set up. So now we're gonna go to our display name, and we're also gonna change it. We're gonna go to tools, hash generator. We're gonna call it movie night. I think there's already a movie night one, but let's just double check. So we're gonna add it to our string language to make sure. Where is it? There it is. And then we're gonna get the 32-bit. If you've gone this far in my tutorials, you should know how to do this part already. And then we're gonna save it, and then we are also gonna put it here, and then change the text as well so we know what it is, what it stands for. You don't have to, but I always advise to always put text in case you come back to and you want to know what's going on. And then obviously this is where you put the icon for that's going to show on the calendar. Obviously it's not showing here because I'm not showing the calendar. You put the icon for the calendar and then your icon for the actual image. So this is the image that's currently showing. So you need to make sure you get an image of a good size. You guys can see this is the one I've got showing in my Girls Night In mod. So we need to change that image, and you guys should know how to do this by now, but I'm going to show you quickly. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get a hash generator, name the image something unique. Let me see, movie image, for example, and then we're going to get the 62-bit X code. And then we're going to go back to our mod. We're going to go back to our Sims 4 Studio. We're going to go to add. We're going to go to DST because the image files in Sims 4 are DST images. And then we're going to put the instance code here that we just made. Okay. Like so. And then this is where we then go to import and we'll put the image. if you have one already, I don't. So I'm just going to randomly pick an image. So, and then obviously you save it. And then that's your new image. So now what you need to do, is change the group, because I had an issue where my image it was showing like that llama image there instead of the actual image. And that's because the group was at 8,000. So change it, remove the 8 and put 0. Like so. So it's just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, like so. I believe that's the group for images. So you just leave it like that, and that's your image saved. Now we're just gonna get the instance ID, even though it's here, same instance ID. We're gonna copy it, and we're just gonna remove this 422 blah 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 part and put our own in there, like so. As you guys can see, it's showing broken because obviously it's not linked to anything in the in the builder. It's linked to your actual PC, so it's going to show as a broken image. But that is essentially how you add an event image into your game. Obviously all of this part doesn't matter. We can take this out later, but this does not matter. Imply created status, that means yes, we always leave that as true. So it's so that as soon as your same guests are invited, they just come in. They don't need to like knock on the door and do any of that stuff. You don't have to do the whole invite in or like greet them kind of thing. Just imply that they've already been invited, imply that they've already been greeted, so that they can just come straight into the event. So change that as true. Now level data, this is where we do the rewards. Okay, so this is where we do the rewards. So this is bronze, gold, silver. We don't change we don't change the level description, because that's just what they are, and we just leave them as it is. And these are the individual rewards for each stages. So we're not going to do that just yet, because I want to get through to the next one. Probably going to do that last. But I'm going to show you guys what a bronze reward is for a keg party. So just get the number, go back, and then import EA tuning, paste it. And this is what it looks like. So this is what a bronze level for the keg party looks like. It's got a notification, as you can see, and that's what the notification says, and that's what it says. And then all they got is money, 50 simoleons, and influence box as well. You guys know what influence box are for. I think that's for the voting stuff. I remember in the manner. Yes, so that's literally all they got for a bronze event. And then obviously we need to change that to match our own individual one. So we can either leave it if you feel like that's what you want them to have, or don't, because as you can see, the text message on here is different. It's talking about the keg party, and you're not having a keg party, having a movies night. So you need to change that. So you would need to change these to match what you're doing for your event. And then phases. Now this is usually when I do mine, only have one phase, but each event is different. So this event lasts, let me just show you guys quickly. I've gone past it. There we go. The events last 360 sim minutes. Okay. That's how long you can put down for your event. You can put longer if you wanted to, but 360 sim minutes is how long this keg party is meant to last. And when you're doing phases, it's like at which stages in the minutes that this event is lasting do you want stuff to happen. So 0 means it just happens forever, like as soon as the event starts and all the way to the event ends. That's what 0 means. And for this is the job list. These are the people that are going to be involved with the event. So we've got the bartender. So obviously it's a keg party, so they're inviting a bartender. We've got the guest and we've got the host. The host is the same that's obviously planning the event. So as soon as the event starts, everyone arrives. And then around 270 minutes, I don't know why they did it for 2, because it's exactly the same thing, but around 270 minutes of this, it continues on. But I'll show you something different. So for the dinner party, let me just show you guys here. So at the start, you've got the residents, which are the people that live with the host. You've got the host, you've got the party guest, and you've got the caterer. They are there from the start. But if you guys look at the role here, you can see here the role of the guest when they come in is to eat the dessert or to drink tea or coffee. And the role of the host and the resident is to make the coffee and the dessert, right? And then obviously the role of the caterer is different. And then around 120 minutes of the event, the role of the resident and the host and the party guest becomes the same thing, which is time for them to eat. That's why it says dinner time. So between the start of the event and 120 minutes of the event, they're just socializing, and then they get to 120, they then start to eat. And then here it's also 120 as well. So while they're eating all that stuff, they're also, the guests are going to be drinking or dancing, and then the host and the residents are also going to be drinking or dancing, and they're also going to be making a group meal, and the caterer is also cooking. So that is basically the point of having all these different phases. So if you have an idea of an event and you want things to happen gradually in different phases, you can do that, but you have to make sure that you actually assign the stuff that you want them to do to each job. So the job of this person is a guest, and the role of them when they're at that stage is to just dance and drink. The job of the person is a guest, and the role at the stage is to eat dinner time. So the way you can modify yourself is just like with anything else. You go to it, and you go look for it. And this is basically the dinner time. So at dinner time, the guest is grabbing dessert, they're grabbing a drink, they're grabbing food, they're ordering a drink if it's possible. And then we also make sure that they're not bathing, they're not sleeping, they're not cooking, they're not cleaning. They can bartend if they want to and stuff like that. So obviously, and then here is from when someone's got a party animal trait. So yeah, and that's the role of the guest. So if you wanted to modify it to your own kind of like role, you can change it up, you can add more, because there is more here. So you can go to it and add more and change it up to, like, maybe you want them to be doing something else. As you guys can see, there's some party wedding stuff here as well. Or you can remove it and be like, I actually don't want them to grab dessert, or I don't want them to grab drink. But obviously make sure you always change it. And once you're done, get the instance ID and paste it in the role side of things. I'm gonna see if I did that with my I'm just gonna double check to see if I did that with my Girls Night In mod, so I can show you guys an actual live. But I think I did that with my proposal planner mod. I'm actually trying to see if I did it or not. So this is the host. I think that's the job. Yeah, that's the job of the host. No, so I just left it. As you guys can see here, the phases. This is my Girls Night In mod, by the way. The phases, I just left them as normal. I just left that as 0. I only give them one phase. I want them to come to the event and do what they need to do. I did change the job roles because I wanted it to say different stuff. So you guys know when you have an event and you hover over the same, it says host, or it says guest, or it says bartender, or it says, so that's what the job part can do. Let me just show you an example. So I said making an event is easy, but you can make it complicated for yourself if you wanted to. So for guests, you can leave it as is, because obviously they just guessed at a movie night event. But this is where you can change. So this is the situation job part of things for the guest. So obviously the bladder stays within that range. The bladder, energy, the fun, and the hunger and the hygiene. And then this is where it says, where's the 2-tip? Here we go. So this is where it's going to say the guest name. I'm just going to say the name is going to say guest on it or something like that. So you can obviously modify that. I changed it to say bestie when I did my my Girls Night In event. I changed it to say bestie instead of a guest. Let me see if I can show you guys. So this is it. So I didn't put a note, but it says bestie on here. There you go. It says besties instead of guest. So you can do that as well to change it, to modify it to your own. And this is where you can put the amount of sim that you want to be invited to this event, the amount of guests that you want. I put between 1 and 15, and obviously it's different from each person. But like I said, you can leave it if you feel like it's not needed. You can just leave the host and all of that stuff as it is. If you're just doing a generic, they're gonna come to movies night, they're gonna eat, they're gonna drink, they're gonna dance, just leave it as what it is. It doesn't make sense to change it. But yeah, so for this movie night, we are going to have just one phase. We're going to remove this phase here. I'm going to have just one phase. We are not going to have a bartender, so we're going to remove the bartender from it as well. We're just going to have our guest and the host. So the job of the host here for the cake party Let me just show you guys what the job of the host is, because I'm going to change it to the generic part, to the generic household one. So the job of the host is to make a drink, grab, dance, socialize, tend the bar, all of this stuff, which makes sense, I guess, in a sense of the a movie night. However, because the keg party is linked to Discover University, if your sim does not have, if you're more, well, if people don't have Discover University, the job role won't work. So what we need to do is change it to a generic base game one. So you guys can see this is a house party guest, and then so I'm going to change this to house party host. So we just search up house party. Okay, so that's the I have a house party host. Let me see what's on dinner party here. Let me see. I'm gonna change it to, trying to think of what to change it to. I don't want it to, let's just look for host and see if we've got, yeah, we can change it to a costume party host. Doesn't really make a difference because I think that's one I've got for mine as well. Yeah, that's one I've got for mine as well. So that is basically how you do for inviting people. And then the resident job is if you want people in your household to be involved in this event, this is the resident job that you give them. They're going to have the job of the host because obviously they're from the household. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. This means that when your event starts, the only person that's interacting with it in your household is going to be the same that started the event. So no one else in the household will be involved. But you can obviously leave it as that. And then all of this, you leave it as. So this calendar icon is what icon do you want to show when someone is planning it using the calendar instead of just instantly. So we're just going to change it to this icon so it looks like that. And then what kind of category is it? Is a social event. We're going to leave it as a social event. It is not any of these, but these are events that you can have. We're going to leave it as a social event. And what venues is compatible with doing this at? So right now, because it's a keg party, it's residential, generic, and universal housing. You can add more or take away more if you wanted to. So for example, we can have it as also a park if you wanted to have a movies night in a park. Let me just see if there's another park. Yeah, this one. We're gonna have it in a park as well if you wanted a moving in park to show up as a compatible venue. And duration is, like I said, how long the event is going on for. First invite only, leave it as true. So the people that always show up are the people that are invited. Okay. And then this job display order is when you go to plan the event, in which order do you want it to show the job? I'll show you guys what I mean. It's kind of hard to, but we're going to remove the bartender because the bartender is not involved. Please always make sure that the job code IDs are the same. So if you ever modified it, like I did with mine at the top here, let me just go past all of this because this is a different type of event. There we go. Always make sure that the job host ID is the same as the one you've got above. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, so once we've done with that, now this is where we're gonna go to. This is the part that takes a bit of time. The main goal of the event. So the main goal of the event, we said, is going to be to watch a movie. So we're gonna have to do that as well. And then this is the amount of sims that's allowed to be at the event in total. That includes your sim as well. So right now it says 20. We can leave it as 20. You can change it to maybe 10 if you want something more intimate, for example. And then these are the goals that your sim is going to be going through. So when I showed you guys the keg party and I showed you have tell a joke, all of this, all of that, that is the objectives that your sim will be going through. And then all of these, no one really touches them. So just leave these as they are. And then this is the description that's going to show when you go to your event. So this description here, this is the description that's going to show there. So we're going to leave it for now. We're going to come back to it, leave, and then leave the rest as is. So all you need to change is the situation description so that you have something that customizes, that goes with the mod you're doing. And then we are now going to work on our main goal. So the main goal of the event is to watch a movie, right? So let's copy this and see what this is showing us. I'm going to show you guys how it is. So for any goal, it's going to be a situation goal. There are different types of situation goals. I'm going to show you guys another one, depending on what it is that you want to do. Let me just get all of this goals out there. This is a situation goal set, and that's because these are the goals that it's going to go through. So as you can see, it's going to have to, your sim has to make a drink. They have to have other sims drinking. They have to make a great drink, and then they have to fill the house. I don't even know what that is. I don't really throw cake parties in the game, but you guys get the gist of it. So the main goal of the event for this event is to finish an entire cake party. I mean, juice cake. So for our main goal, we're gonna say main goal, and it's watch a movie. So we're gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste that into our string table. Some people like to do it afterwards. I like to do it as, so that I do not forget what I'm doing. Where is it? And then we're gonna get our Xcode and just paste it here. Okay, so that is our main goal. Let me just change that. Okay. And then obviously the tooltip is just to tell people what it is that, it's just, to display it. Yeah. So say gather around and watch a movie with your friends. Let's just say that is what's going to be the tooltip. So obviously we then put on here and put it like so. The tooltip is this. Okay. Like I said, you don't need to put the comment if you don't want to. I just like to do it because I'm just about that kind of stuff. And the image that's going to show as the main one. So we need to let's have a movie. Just put something like this, a movie screen. And then, so this is where we then do the goal. So this was a buff because when your sim has a keg, they get a buff. So that's how the game will tick it off as being done. But what we need to do is not a buff. Okay, so back to it. So the reason why I can't find the required interaction for a movie night, it's because this situation is not the right situation that's needed. So it's not situation goal actor, it's a situation goal object interaction. So you always have to double check if you're trying to do something and you realize I can't find it, it could be because it's the wrong type of tuning. So we're not looking for the goal actor. Let me just show you what goal actor is. Okay, so a change to actor does not require any additional data from outside. And then you've got to run an interaction on an object, which is what we kind of want to do. So we're going to change that. So we're going to go to a situation called object interaction. And then we're going to just do what we did previously. We're just going to get this to make sure we've changed it. We're going to take off cooldown. I don't think we need a cooldown for this kind of one. Not chosen again for the amount of time that is tuned. We don't need a cooldown because we do want them to continuously kind of watch movies, so we're going to leave that as is. So like I said, movies are interactions, and interactions in here are called affordances. So there's a lot of movies in the game. So now you need to find all the movie interactions or the movies that's available. So movie, watch comedy. So movie obviously is movie hangout stuff. So this is not base game compatible, guys, just to let you know. So you need to find all the movies that Sims have a higher chance of watching on a games night. And then basically just put it down. But I believe there's also like a generic watch movie interaction, but just in case, you could also put watch random movie if that's what they want to do. Or you can, like I said, list out each movie as available. List out each movie that's available. And then let me see, watch movie, watch comedy. That's just what I'm gonna do now. So you guys, I'll probably put this on fast so you guys don't have to watch me do this. Okay, I think that's all the movies that's available. But yeah, you can do that, and then that's so whenever they watch any of these movies or watch a random movie, the interaction will take off as them passing that main goal. So the interaction outcome is a success. We do want it to be a success. If you have an interaction where you want it to go opposite, you can have it be a failure. Meaning that if they fail this interaction, it still goes through, but always have a success. Interaction complete means that this will not take off until they finish watching the movie. You can change that to interaction start, which means that the moment they select watch movie, it takes off. Or you can leave it as interaction complete, which means the moment they finish watching the movie, it takes off as the goal is completed. And then we just leave the rest as is. Let's change the name for this. Mod tutorial main goal movie night. And obviously we save it. Our main goal has been saved. We're just going to get the instance ID. Let me just close all of this. Right, so our main goal has been saved. That's my girl's not out mod. And we're not going to go back to where we were before. Where's our main goal? Focus. There we go. Now we're going to click on that. Obviously we can change if we want. We can just put main goal movie. Watch movie. Like so. Okay, brilliant. Now we now need to help you with that. Thank you. Now we need to do our minor goals. So like I said, these are the different goals that's going on throughout the event. So our minor goals, for example, it can be socializing, it can be eat a popcorn, it can be grab a drink, it can be any of that stuff. Let me show you guys let me just close that because we've got that saved already. Okay, so our minor goals are setting chains. So once one's completed, it moves to the next, it moves to the next, it moves to the next. And as you guys can see, when you are doing a let me see if I can do it. Let me bring the keg party back. Images. So this is our main goal. This is literally the main goal, and then this is the individual minor goals. So as you complete one of these, it moves on to the next. Because remember, you guys remember when you used to do dates? That's what used to happen. You complete, it move on to the next, it move on to the next, it moves on to the next until there's literally no more to do. And that's how you get to the gold event, by completing everything successfully. Also, to get to the gold event, it's also about points, about scores. So we are going to see one of this. So this is the first one, is a goal set, and then these are the individual goals. So the goal that we just did, which was the main event, we now need to do that for each individual goals, which is why I said this is the part that takes a bit of time, because depending on how much you want to do, there's a lot to do. If you feel like there's some in game and you don't want to make your own, you can also do that. Like this one, craft drinks, instead of having one that is like, let me make a different one for getting a drink, you can literally just go into the game and just put in that code. You don't have to make your own. Do not make life harder for yourself more than you need to. Have Sims drinking, yes. All of this is, apart from this, we can remove this. So we can have that. Let's remove the role tag as well, please. So this is the first one. Let's change the name. As you can see, we didn't change anything on this one. And the second one, we're probably going to add the popcorn part and the socializing part. So this first part is just about drinking, literally just about drinking. What you can do is you can also look at each one. If you're using one that's in the game, you can look at each one to make sure there's nothing in there that could, you know, mess up anything. So have Sims drinking. They need to drink 3 times. They need to drink. You need to have 3 Sims drinking at the same time. And then this one is a tag instead of an interaction. So instead of going into the game, instead of going into here and changing it to interaction affordance, you can just have it as a tag, because that way they can drink anything. This could mean they can drink from the bar, they can drink from the fridge, they can drink water, they can drink milk, and the gold will still tick off. Okay, so that's basically what it means. And then the score is the score you get for receiving, for completing the goal. So the score is what counts towards moving this bar forward. The higher the score is, the more it moves forward. So you can have that as well. So like I said, we're just gonna leave this as it is, and we're just gonna call this drink goal set 1. Okay, and then what we need to do is, before we move on, we need to look at the next goal, because they're all linked together. The reason why it's called a set is because they're all chained together. So you need to finish goal set 1 before, and then you've also got goal set 2. Let me just go back to it now. You've got 2, you've got 3. So you need to actually go through it individually. So they're all linked together. Unfortunately, that's just the long part of an event. As you can see here, it's all separate, it's all different. I'm just gonna get rid of this one. Actually, I don't think I want to have anything to do with let's just leave it. We'll have something to do with drinks, that's fine. And then we need to before we can move on to this one, we need to first finish this set first. So this is, I think there's three sets. The mouse set is up to you. We need to move on to the next set. This is the next set, and the next set is, so basically this goal is for the bartender. It seems like you can obviously remove it so that it's for everyone, but this goal, if you're doing a keg party and the bartender, this is what the bartender is basically doing. And then you've got this set as well, and then I believe this set then links back to the first set. So this is basically a bartender set. So we're just going to I'm trying to think of what I can do, because I don't want to have a bartender set. Okay, let's try to see what the socializing set looks like. What's a better example to use? Okay, cool. This is another set. This is for the guest and the host. So this is, the goal is to flirt, the goal is to tell jokes, and the goal is to tell stories. So like I said, we can leave it as it is, and then we can move on to the next set, see what that set looks like. So the set is to play instruments and to thank guests for coming. So you guys can see, this is literally just 2. So once all these 3 is finished, it goes on to this one. And then once that's done, this part clears out. You guys know then if you guys know what I mean, if you've done events before, you know what I mean. This part clears out completely. That means that there's only one left to do or something like that. So that is what I mean by sets. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm trying to think if I should just leave it as it is instead of changing it. I'm just gonna see what the final set. I'm gonna remove the bartender set because I don't think that's needed. I want to show you guys how to do sets. I just don't want to leave it as it is. Eat something. Okay, so we use this one. Let's change this one up. This one we can use for the popcorn. Mod tutorial goal set 3 _1. The reason why I'm doing _1 is because the next one's going to be 3 _2, as you can see here. Yeah, it's going to be 3 _2. And this is to have a keg stand and to have a keg party, chat with guests, and all that stuff. So this one is to eat something, which is fine. And now this one is to drink at a universal housing. We're going to change that because we don't want that. Okay, as you guys can see, it's situation, goal, object, interaction. So this is drink from the juice keg. If we had left it in and then someone did a movies night, you might want to have a movies night with the juice keg. Completely up to you. This is what it would have said, and then this is how we would have done it. So the way you would have passed it is by drinking basically, and then it would not show unless there's a juice keg on the lot. So that's what this pretest is. It tests that your sim has a juice keg on the lot. If they don't have a juice keg on the lot, this event, this goal will not show up. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this pretest here, and we're just gonna leave the drinking one here. And I'm just going to change that from drink from juice. Let's see if there's something else I can use. Drink. Let me see if I can change the base game only. Okay, thank you. Let me see, is there drink something? Have drinks. There we go. What was it? Have drinks. We can just have that as have drinks, and then we don't have to show the two tips. I'm just gonna remove that, and then that will be the drinking interaction. We're gonna leave that as it is as well. So we're gonna change the name of that to Dancima multitude underscore have drinks. Okay, and then we're gonna get that. I'm just gonna make sure we save that. I'm going to get instance ID because it's a new set, and we're going to move it, change it to here because that's not what it is anymore. And then now this one, I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to do the popcorn one so you guys can see. Oh yeah, I changed it to base game. So remove base game. This one is to fill cups with juice. We don't want to do that, so we're going to change that to what we want to do is popcorn. As far as I know, I think popcorn is an interaction. I'm just going to check. Yeah. So we can create popcorn. So the way this test is done is it ticks off if someone grabs a popcorn or if someone grabs a serving of popcorn. Or you can do it if, as soon as your sim makes popcorn, you can have it as, okay, that's done. You can do that as well. Or let me see if there's any other popcorn interactions we can have. Start crafting. That's when they start making the popcorn. Let me see if there's any other popcorn. Sometimes I just like to put most interactions because you'd never know what a player might click on. So I try to put as many interactions as I can. So it's kettle corn as well. It's kettle corn as well. Let me see. Start grab serving cheddar. So you never know if the player, the person you're making this mod for, might be like, I don't want to make popcorn. I want to make cheddar corn popcorn. I want to make kettle corn. I want to make caramel popcorn. So it's always best to be sure than to have people be like, it's not working. It's not working. When it is, they're just not choosing the right interaction. Yeah, there we go. So this is it. So you can, like I said, you can have it as interaction complete, meaning that it won't take off the goal that's completed unless your sim has grabbed the popcorn or created the popcorn. So I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm going to change that text. I'm going to see if there's one in game already. Popcorn. Oh wait, I can change the tube tip. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let me see if there's something in regards to eat. Okay, eat popcorn. There we go. So now let's change that to popcorn. Yeah, so this is it. And then we're going to change that to underscore mod tutorial popcorn goal, for example. Save that. Okay, and then we're going to get an instance ID as well, and then we're going to make sure we change it on here so that that's where it is. Just get rid of the name. Okay, so the weight means that which one is the most important, which one do you want to show first. So obviously this one's got a weight of 1 and it's the other one that's ticked. So when it starts, was this popcorn, eating popcorn, creating popcorn will be the first goal out of this set that will show before the rest of them show. So now we need to move on to the next set, which I think is this one here. So this is the second set, and the second set is, and the reason why I haven't saved this one is because we need to rename this one, and then we need to put the instance ID here. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that to 2. Get the instance ID. Change it to here, and then I'm going to change the name to make sure it matches. So I know what it's for, like so. And then I'm going to save that. Okay, and I'm going to move on to number 2. And number 2 is to chat with guests, but also as a keg party. So I'm going to check to make sure there's nothing keg party related in this thing. Talk to a guest. So this is what it is the talk to a guest interaction looks like. Talk to a guest, interaction chat, player choice. Okay, that is fine. I don't need to change that. And then the last part was a keg stand. We don't need to have a keg stand. What else can we do? We can, I'm trying to think what else we can do. What other goals are there? I think there's even a movies night event, and I'm just doing this. Let me see. No, there isn't a movie night event. I can't say watch movie because we've got one already. That's another trick I want to show you guys. So if you're creating any of these goal sets, you can check to make sure that it's already in game before making a new one. As you guys can see, there is a watch movie one, but I didn't want to show you guys that yet because I want you guys to know how you can make your own. So there is a watch movie one, but if you don't have one, you can just leave it as one set. One is fine. Chat with guests is fine. I'm going to save that. Okay, so that is our first set done. So now let's go back to our party. Let me get rid of the rewards. So I think it was this one that we changed. Focused in event. We changed the last one. So let us get the first one. Let's import everything. Okay, so we have imported everything that we've done so far. Let's just save that. Okay, so this is the set that we just did. So let's get the instance ID and paste it here. So we make sure we know what it is. And let me make sure I save that as well. Okay. And then I believe the second set was like some socializing stuff. I'm probably going to leave that as is. Let me just check. Flirt, jokes, tell stories. And then what is this one? Play instrument, thank guest. Yep, I'm going to leave that as it is. That sounds fine to me. And then the first one was the first goal set. Have sim listen to music, have sim dancing, host, chat with guest. That is fine. And then let's see what this one is. Make happy, make sims playful. That is perfectly fine with me. So I'm going to leave these two. The reason why I'm not changing a lot of stuff right now is because this mod doesn't really require it. I'm just showing you guys how you can do it. So that is how you do the chain events. Literally, it's simple, but also depending on what it is that you're doing, it can be time consuming. Now I'm going to show you guys how you can do it in this way of things, which is a bit more complicated and a bit longer. So with these ones, let me just show you guys my girls night in mod. So this one is the listen to music goal. So you still need to create individual goals, guys, if you're doing that way. This is to use the bubble blower goal, as you can see. This is the main goal, which is to sleep. Interaction sleep, interaction stop. That's the main goal. So you still need to do the goals. So once you've done the goals, you now need to turn the goals into activities. And then you do it by using situation activity, and then you obviously put the description, the icon, and the name like you would if you were doing a goal as usual. So sometimes you could just copy and paste the same thing, and then you link the goal here. So the goal that you just made, you link it here into situation activity like so. Show icon means that do you want to show the icon of it requiring a pack? So as you guys can see here, the show icon on Eat Popcorn, simply because Eat Popcorn requires movies night out, movies hangout stuff pack, and tarot reading requires the life and death pack. Play dots, I think that requires city living. So show icon is what this means. It means do you want to show this little question mark on the images. So you create, basically the activities you're creating is this, and then the activities will then link to show this goal essentially. Once that's done, Yeah, that's it. I think there's yeah, so basically you still need to make the goals, and I'm going to show you guys how. So with an activities one, instead of linking it in minor goals like this, if you want to have your event to look like just naturally just be like this, you just use minor goals and you have a main goal. Done. Simple. You just have to create the goals once. You don't need to do anything about situation activities. If you're doing an activity based one, you need to, let me show you guys here. So you've done the phases, and then what you need to do is you need to go to activity goals, as you can see here. So this is where you need to put in the activity that you've just made, as well as the goal. So even though the activities have got the goals inside it, you still need to link it in the activity goals in your main event stuff. So let me just show you on here as well. See what I mean? So activity goals is here. So you get rid of the minor change because that's, you don't need that. As you can see, it's gone. You then put in activity goals here, like so, and you search for the activity. Let me just show you guys, because obviously I've got quite a few activities. So my activity is to have a drink, for example, and then you then need to click on value, go down to goal, and then you need to search for the drinks goal, like so, and that's it. So, or that's it so far. Once you've done that part, you then need to link, if you want to have it so that your sim can randomize it as well, and you want it to be listed down in maybe like a certain order, you then do that by, let me just show you guys quickly. Activity goals. As you guys can see, I had a lot of activities for the girls night. So activity selection is where you go to. So that is where they select the activities. So this is where you list every single activity. You don't need to list the goals. You just list every single activity that you've made, like so, and then that's it. If you want them to be able to randomize it, you then need to go to, so when you're on activity selection, you need to go down to randomize activities and then list the activities again. You can't do this in mod constructor, by the way, guys, so please don't attempt to do it. At least I don't think you can. I've never tried, actually. Ignore me. So you then list all the activities that you want to be able to be randomized, and then you put the amount of number that you want it to be possible to be randomized. So when I put 6, it means that when you press the randomize button, 6 activities are going to pop up here, and then you can leave it as that, or your same player can select more. Yeah, so that's how you create that one. Let me just show you guys what the activity looks like again. So this is a play arcade activity. So it says here required pack. So that's when you show the icon. So this one requires city living. I think that's what pack this is, arcade games. So this one requires city living. So you make sure you put the packs that's required. You can search that up on the internet on which pack is which number. And then you show icon to say that yes, this requires this icon is required, and then it shows that this pack is also required, and then you link the activity, and you obviously put what type of activity it is, and it's always going to be a situation activity, guys, because it is not a holiday tradition. If you're making a holiday tradition, it's completely different, but we're making an event mod, so it's going to be a situation activity. So that's how you make this kind of one. That was a brief explanation because it is actually that simple. So let me just show you guys the arcade goal. See if I can find it. So this is the arcade goal. It looks like just like any other goals that we've made today in this video. So it looks like play arcade with your friends, and then what kind of arcade is available. And then this one, test to make sure that the arcade machine is actually on the lot as well. So you create a normal goal like normal. You get the instance ID. You then go to situation activity. And then you do the same thing that you've done here, where you have an icon, a tooltip, and a name, like so. And then obviously you put the required pack if it's required, you show icon if it's required, and then you put your situation goal here. Oops, wrong one. Let me make sure I copy this ID. Copy. Okay, and then you put the situation goal here, like so. Literally that simple. You download it. This one comes with the same data, so always remember to download the same data. The goal does not come with the same data, but the activity comes with the same data. Please make sure you download the same data when you're doing it. Okay, so that is briefly how you can do the activities side of things. Yeah, so that is creating an event. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our movie night. I am going to bring the minor goal chains back. Thank you very much. Focus. Let me see. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is, because the only thing we haven't done is the rewards. So I'm going to show you guys how rewards are done. So if your sim had a bronze event, this is the reward they'll get, which I showed you guys earlier, which was just money. If they had a silver event, is the reward they will get. If they had a gold, this is the reward they will get. The score data is always at 100. Just score delta, so it's always at 100. Please leave it as it is. Please don't touch or modify it. The only thing you need to change is just the rewards. Okay, so rewards tuning IDs are always short. If you ever create a reward and the tuning ID is as long as this, it's wrong. Rewards tuning IDs are always short, so always double check to make sure that you're actually creating a reward. So this bronze reward, if for a movies night, for example, if they had a bad movies night, it would be, they will get, your sim will get money. What you can do is, like I said, you can also put buffs and you could also put objects. So let's see the bronze one. So this bronze is, they are getting 50 simoleons and 2 influence box. And then let me just get rid of all of this and this and this. Okay, and then silver, wrong place. Silver is up here. So what do they get if they are having a silver event? Silver event, you get 200 simoleons, and then obviously gold is probably simoleons again. So I'm going to leave bronze and silver as it is, because you guys should know how to change a notification interaction. Please tell me you do. If you don't, please watch my previous videos. I've done this so many times. Not notification interaction, notification text, and how to add it into your string table. If you don't, like I said, please watch my previous video. The only thing I'm going to change on this one for this tutorial is the gold, so you guys can see. So gold is, they get, what do they get? So they get a specific object. They get a specific object and they get a buff, and they also get influence box. They don't actually get money this time. So this object is actually not this, guys. So even though it's listed as a venue, that's not what the object is. This object has special tuning numbers that you need tuning definition numbers. I don't know how I can describe that in this video for you guys, but if you're ever doing an object reward, it's always best that you try to get the object definition ID. Okay, so always make sure you get the object definition ID. This is not the object definition. This is an object definition ID, but this is not what is linked to. So please don't think that's what it is. So for this gold, I am not going to give them a specific object. I'm just going to give them a buff. So where's the buff? So there's a buff here already. So obviously you guys know how to make a buff. So you make the buff. Well, let's just make a buff quickly. Buffs. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna change this. Just doing buffs again in case you don't know how to make buff. So and then obviously when we're making buff, you guys know we use the temporary one. So this is going to last 240, let's say. Category is going to be happy because they had a great movies night. And then we're going to move down to the mood. It's going to be a happy mood. There we go. And the mood weight is going to be 10. Let's just say that. And then moving down to the buff name, we're going to say movie night best movie night host, let's say, is what we're going to call it. So let's get that. Let's get that. Let's not forget to pull it into our string table. Otherwise, nothing's going to show in game. Okay, so save. Okay, and then we're gonna go what a night to remember. Same first name. Just had the best movie night with friends. Okay, so that's gonna be our description. Did I close it again? I keep on doing that. I'm gonna add that as our description. Flash generator. I'm gonna get that. Let's do it like so. Okay, and then what icon are we going to choose? Let's have a movie night icon. This one. Okay, and we're gonna make sure it's visible. Yes, and then this is what your buff is gonna look like when you're done. So let's save that, and then let's get our instance ID, and let's change our rewards buff here to where is it? This one, buff. Okay, let me change the name. Okay, buff type. Okay, reward description. I'm just gonna leave this as it is, but you guys please change and modify it to your own, because obviously I'm literally just showing you guys how it's done. I'm not physically gonna make the whole mod, that's just too long. I'm just showing you guys briefly how to make an event mod and stuff. So mod tutorial movie gold, let's say. So like you guys can see, as I'm typing, doesn't matter what I type, it does not go past a certain number. Your rewards instance ID is not meant to be long, so please don't panic if you ever get a short one. It's not meant to be long. Okay, so let's go back to where we were. So we are at gold. Where is gold? Yes, gold. So now this is gold. We're going to change that to that, and then we're going to copy that to that. Okay, let's make sure we've saved this as well. So this one comes with the same data as well, guys. So we have done a buff and we have done a reward. Let's just make sure we put everything together like so. Okay, brilliant. That looks good so far. And now this is our main mod. Let's just double check to make sure we've got everything. So we've got cost, we've got the name of the event, we've got an image as well. We've got the rewards. We have got the phases that we want to happen, which is going to be the guest and the host. We've got the resident job. We are going to remove the activity goals because that is not part of this part. Otherwise, I think it's going to glitch out. I've never actually tested it, but I'm going to remove it. Okay, calendar icon. We have done that. It's a social event. Compatible venues. We have done that. How long is it going to last for? 360. We have done our job display ordering. Our main goal is to watch a movie. We have done that. The max amount of people that are allowed to come is 10. So that's been done. The gold chains has been done. All of this we have not touched because we need to leave it as is. Situation description, we have not done that. So let's do that quickly. Where is it? Here. Focus. Okay, so what are we gonna say? Have a night to remember. Throw a movie night for you and your friends. And oh wait, don't forget the popcorn. I don't know, guys. I'm just spitting right now. And then obviously we're gonna do our usual. Make sure we got the X code. Add here. Let me just get that. Add here. Save. I think that's the last part we're doing, so I don't need to do. Okay, so we have now changed that. Workday, we're not touching any of this. So I think this is it. So let us now save it. And then let's go back in game to make sure we've got everything that we have done. Date modified. Okay, I think that's the newest thing. Okay, So this is essentially, let me just make sure. Okay, this is essentially how you make an event, guys. So let me show you guys my girls night in event and my proposal planner. Actually, no, proposal planner is way too long to show you guys. But it's very simple depending on what you want it to be. It can also be very complicated depending on what you want it to be. So my events recently, I've been changing them to be activity based because I really like the flexibility of giving people the option to choose what they want. So this is my girls night in event. So obviously I created a specific job role for my friends. I got them to, so this is the, so as soon as the sim spawns in, the guest sim spawns in, they spawn in wearing this an outfit from the sleep category. Because obviously it's meant to be a girls' night in, it's meant to be a nighttime kind of event. So that's what they do. I invited between we can invite between 1 to 15 sims. And then yeah, that's it. So obviously I changed it to spend time with your friends, all of that stuff. And I also did a specific filter simply because I wanted it to be just people that knew. I didn't want it to be generic. Let me see if I can find you guys the filter. Yeah. So this, I wanted to be someone that they had a friendship of between 20 and 100. And I want it to be a minimum age of teenagers. I'm just going to show you guys quickly. I don't think I've closed it. What it is. So we have got the party guest here. Let me show you guys the filter that's based on that. So like I said, change these if you need to, but if you don't, please, if it's not in need, please don't. So this is the filter that comes with this party guest one, and I think it's very broad. It's very, very broad. Let me just see. Yeah, so this party guest is minimum value of infant. So that means that you can invite infants if you wanted to. And it has to be a sim that you've met before as well. Literally, that's all it is. It can't be a ghost. It can't be someone that's working at a restaurant at the moment. It can't be the Grim Reaper. And it can't be any of these NPCs. So it's very broad. But for my Girls Night In mod, I wanted to be fair. I wanted it to be very specific, which is the reason why I created my own filter. I wanted to be start from teenagers, and I wanted it to be a certain level of friendship before you can invite them over. So that's why I've got that. Also, this is the main event that we literally just did. This, like I said, this was the cake party. This was the cake party, and I changed it to match my own stuff. So I changed the name to Girls Night In. I did a default job is for friends. I made sure that the same that's initiating it is the same that's between a teenager to an elder. You don't have to do this. I don't know why I did it again. I think this is just to make sure that the child sim can't do it. So you can do that as well. And then obviously I did individual rewards as well. And then the duration, the friends and the host. And then the resident job is the host. And then these are each individual activities that's available for people to pick. Painting, music, bubble, tarot reading, play chess, play makeup, all of this stuff, pillow fight. And then obviously this is the overall activities. And then this is the main event, which is also the required activity. So let me just show you guys quickly. So you can randomize it as much as you want. This sleep will always be there because it's required, essentially. So yes, that's what that's for. And then obviously I made sure I put an image. I made sure it's a social event. I put all the compatible venues as well. How long is it going to last for? 456 minutes. And then the job order, host, and then friends. And then, like I said, the main goal here as well. Why is that there? That is weird. The main goal is for your sim to sleep. So that needs to be there as well. So this just shows you that this is required, but this is the main goal, and it has to be the goal. This is the goal, actually, because you guys are like, it's different instance ID. This is the goal, and this is the activity where the goal is inside. So there's a difference. And then, like I said, all of these I left it. Maximum participant is 20. And then obviously I put in the event title and stuff. And I just left the rest as is. And then these are the goals. As you guys can see, each goal requires, so the dance goal is a situation goal, multiple sim interaction, because I wanted it to count sims that are dancing around. Swim is the object interactions, firework is the object interaction, bonfire is the object interaction. Eat food, take pictures, because look at the amount of pictures interactions they are. It's crazy. Bake is a craft object one because you're using the oven. And then I used this to make sure that it doesn't just work for baking in regards to baking in the game, just the game. But if you've got, for example, food mods, you can also, it will also take it off. So if you bake using a custom food mod, it will still work. So this took me a bit of time to get my head around because I couldn't find it, but it worked. Painting is an object interaction, as you guys can see here. You need to have an easel on the lot. The main goal is to sleep, like I said, play with makeup, the vanity. So this is different simply because the play with makeup interactions is only for children sims. So I had to copy that sim and make it compatible for everyone to use. So that is why that's there. And what you need is also a vanity table. So this is literally, and then this is obviously the activity. It shows as a holiday traditional tuning, because that's usually what they use for holiday traditions, but obviously you change it to a situation one. So this is literally it. And then this is the sim data. So always make sure if you need the sim data, you download the sim data. And then these are the rewards that I've done. So these are specific objects that your sim gets for doing it. And then this is the buff they get as well. Okay, so literally that is it. That is it. Watch movie. I knew I was gonna forget some movies. Let me just copy these movies. Let me see what movies they are. I can never. Let me just copy all of these movies. Let me copy all of these movies. Mani pedicure, all of this stuff. So yeah, this is my girls' night in mod. If you wanted to do that, and then this is our mod, movies night. Let me just change that. Actually, let me add on top, and then remove what I don't have. Okay, I've got comedy, Diamonds Are for Sims, Lost Journey, Moonlight Massacre, yes. Wuthering Heights, Sim of the Dead. No, I have Sim of the Dead, but I don't Wuthering Heights. Yeah, I do. Superheroes, yes, yes, yes. Adventure of Sim, yep, yep, yep. Okay, cool. Oh, good. Okay, so this is essentially how to create a very, very simple, basic how to create an event mod for your game. Now we are going to test it in game and see what it looks like. Okay, so we are now in game and we're just going to test it out. So first thing I want to do is show you guys the calendar part of things. Let me see if I can do this event here. Okay, cool. So if you want to plan a movies night, let's make sure it works. So this is it. So it costs 20 simoleons. And obviously this is the image that we put. As you can see, that works as well. The event title is also showing. And we've also got the description. So let's move on. Okay, so this is what they meant by job display ordering. So the order that you want these things to show. You want the host, the guest, the bartender, blah, 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 blah. That's what they meant. So host is, let's just say it's him. Guest, so this is why I said the guest filter is really, really broad. Let me just change my G shade. So this is why I said the guest filter is really, really broad, because it's literally got anyone. It doesn't matter if you're friends with them or not. It's got pets on here as well. It's got kids. So I'm just gonna pick random people. She lives up with him, so I'm just gonna I'm not gonna invite a dog. Okay, so those are the guests, and then we've also got, so like I said, we put park as well, and we put residencies as well. So let's just stay where we are, and we're going to pick a time. We're going to say 1 p.m. and then that's the calendar icon that we did. So that's the event that's been set up. That's when it's going to start. So let's just cancel that. Okay, so now let's do the actual event in real time. Put my G shade back on. The actual event in real time. So we go to plan a social event. Do our movies night event. You can obviously, if you don't want it to have goals and rewards, that's fine. But don't forget to always change the text here as well, guys. So we obviously didn't do that, but change it. Host, that says him again. Guests, that's what I forgot, the Sims. Okay, and then we're gonna have it here, so it's gonna happen instantly. There we go. Everyone changed simply because the job that we selected, let me just show you guys quickly. The job that we selected here requires them to change because it's a party event. So it requires them to change to party wear. If you wanted to change it to nightwear, just edit this file and save it as your own. Don't forget to do that. And then they can change into whatever costume wear that you want them to change into. But as you can see, because we left the resident default job on, everyone in the household has also changed, and they're also able to do the goals. So main goal is to watch a movie, and then we've got all the little goals as well on the side. So far it's working. Let's watch a movie. Watch movie. Let's see. Let's watch College Crime. Let's watch it together actually, but it's fine. Let's see if that takes off. Okay, so let's watch the movie, and as you guys can see, it ticked off, and now there's a fire in the lot. Why is there fire in the lot? Where is the fire? Okay, that's great. I'm gonna come back once the fire's gone. Okay, the fire's gone, and oh my god, no, the fire's not gone. Okay. Come Lord help me. The main goal is to watch a movie, so I'm gonna get her to come and watch a movie. And then it's set to interaction complete, so that means that until the movie's over, this won't take off. Okay, so I'm gonna get her to sit. Instead of sit yourself down there, watch a movie. I'm gonna get him to get popcorn, and I think there's a popcorn maker on here. There is not. I'm just gonna get a popcorn maker. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have got a popcorn maker, so I'm gonna get him to grab popcorn. Buttered popcorn. I think that's also an interaction complete as well. Same listen to stereos at the same time. I don't think I've got a stereo here. Oh, I do. I'm gonna get him to do that. So listen to Americana. Okay. And then what else do we need to do? Tell stories. Let's get the popcorn. Is she watching a movie? Okay, she's watching a movie. He is popping the corn. Okay, that's it. There we go. That's been done. Talk to guest. She's a guest, so let us talk to her. So far it's working. Talk about introduction. Okay, do it. Okay, brilliant. That's working. He's listening to stereo. I'm gonna get him to also listen to stereo. And then I'm gonna cancel that. Where are the other guests? There's a guest here. I'm gonna tell him a story. Tell him a story. Oh god. Story. Nope, I can't tell him a story. Who can I tell a story to? Who's around? Okay, she's here. Introduction first. Friendly introduction. I need you to go listen to music, please. Yeah, now it has. Tell story. Tell a funny story. She's never gonna finish this movie while talking to people. Okay, she's watched the movie. The main goal has worked. Tell stories worked. Listen to stereos worked. How many times can you have to tell story? 3 times. Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that either. Play an instrument. I don't know why I made that as one of it, because I don't think I've got any instruments to play. Okay, let's just see what it is when we get to gold. Let's just get to gold. Okay, we are now at gold, so we're going to cancel it and see what the gold buff looks like. Perfect. So we have done that. So let's see what the gold buff looks like. So that is the gold buff. Let me just remove the let me remove these things here. There we go. So that is best movie night host. Wait, not to remember, Marvin just had the best movie night reference. So that is, and obviously this is the notification that we didn't change. So that worked just fine. So it's fair to say that the event worked. Let me see. Yep, so the event works, and that is essentially how you create your own event in the game. It's time consuming depending on what it is that you're looking to do in game, but it's also really easy. And like I said, the reason why I decided to show you guys how to make an event from scratch without using the mod constructor is because the next video, which is going to be our NPC invite mod tutorial, requires you to be able to make an event like this to be able to invite people out. So that video might be a two-parter because there's so many different type of invites you can do, and I'm not gonna say when it's gonna be out, but I will try to get it out as soon as possible. So yeah, this is Dynasima, and if you have any questions regarding this event that I just went through, obviously you can watch the video again, you can slow it down to whatever you want, but if just something you're just not getting, please let me know and I'll try to help you as best as I can. The best way of getting to me is by my socials. I try to read the comments on YouTube, but it can be a while before I get to them. But the best way of getting in contact with me is going to be through my socials or on my Discord. I do have a Discord where you can help, where you can post mod helps and stuff. So definitely reach out to me on that or any of my socials, Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Blue Sky. So this is it. So this is Dynasima, another modding video for you guys. This is the event making video, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with this one and explore. All right, guys, bye.